Now, what about the non-SDS? Who can apply to non-SDS? Now, it is not true that by non-SDS you have less visa chance. You don't have less visa chance, but the process is lengthy. The process is time consuming. So, better to go for a simpler process. So that's why I follow SDS. I find my students getting visa faster. And I find basically the visa is simpler, the process is simpler, convincing is easy, and the visa also, the acceptance rate is better because of that. But non-SDS can be done online or offline. So it's not necessary that you have to do it online. You can even follow the offline process. The application process takes approximately 60 days. Now, in this pandemic, it was taking quite a long time because SDS was given priority, then came non-SDS. So in a normal time, it can take around 60 days. So you will have to apply minimum 2 months in advance or probably 3 months in advance if you are applying for a non-SDS. Students need to show proof of payment of 6 months tuition fee. So in this, you still have to pay 6 months tuition fee. That is, in SDS, you are paying 1 year tuition fee. Here you are paying one term tuition fee. If there are 2 terms in a year, you are paying one term tuition fee. So you have to pay 6 months tuition fee. That's a mandatory requirement. Even in non-SDS, you can't escape that. The proof of funds need to be provided for remaining period of study. Because if your program is of 1 year, you will have to show remaining funds for 6 months. If your program is for 4 years, you will still have to show more funds. Okay. If a program is for 2 years, then you will have to show for 18 months, the balance 18 months. So what documents you can show? You can show back statement of last 6 months. You can show fixed deposit. You can show education bank loan sanction letter. Those are liquid funds readily available. So the visa officer can take those. Okay. Or you can show basically other investments. But normally these funds are one of those easy funds which are acceptable. Proof of sponsor, form 16 of 2 years or ITR of 2 years. Yeah, income tax return of 2 years. So 2 years of either form 16 or income tax return is required of the sponsor. So if your father is sponsoring, your father's bank statement of 6 months, fixed deposit, education bank loan would be in the student's name, and the proof of sponsor of the father would be required, okay, of minimum 2 years. Student not able to meet IELTS academic requirement of 6 band can apply to as non-SDS. So if I've got, let's say, 5 band in one of the module, then I can't apply to SDS. I'll be applying to non-SDS. Okay. Or if I have taken TOEFL and I don't want to take IELTS, I'll be applying to non-SDS. Please understand, Duolingo is not acceptable in Canada for the visa purpose. Okay. So Duolingo is not acceptable in Canada for the visa purpose. So you can take TOEFL, you can take PT, or you can take IELTS. These are the 3 tests which are acceptable under non-SDS. GIC not mandatory to show proof of funds to cover accommodation and living. So I don't have to deposit 10,000 Canadian dollars in GIC. Now please understand, even if I apply to non-SDS for one condition, I try to complete as many conditions as possible. I tell the students to deposit GIC. I tell to basically do complete all the formalities, show more funds, because I don't want to take the risk of visa denial of the student. Because the student has spent his lot of effort in basically getting admissions, and after getting admission, if he doesn't get the visa, he's too young, he gets heartbroken, he basically feels his dream shattered, and that's why he's basically not able to do. So this is one of the things that basically I tell students to complete as many requirements in this particular process. If the institute is from Quebec, you need to apply for CAQ. Okay. Recommend to complete medical exam before you apply. Here you can submit your medical before, or you can submit your medical after. Okay. If you have submitted after, then basically it will take time. So to always, or non-SDS anyway is going to take a longer process. So it is better to submit it earlier. The mark sheets of all years of education, including failed mark sheet and degree certificate, has to be submitted. Visa SOP is important here as well. Why visa SOP is important? Because you want to explain your case to the visa officer. You may find certain things that may be having a loophole, you want to explain it. Or you find certain things that are to your advantage, you want to use this, and explaining that this is one of the things that why you want to do this particular program. So a visa SOP is important.